Hi, Internet. Welcome back to another episode of Rambling Tea Time. This is our fifth season, and even the train is celebrating with us. Can't you
Yes, it
hear?
is. It's celebrating with us in the background.
Exactly. It's just tooting its horn and letting everybody know that it loves us. So kind. So
So
kind.
kind of the trains.
Exactly. Confetti is coming out of the train horn. It's just so beautiful,
This is
really.
a wonderful image you're painting.
Exactly. It is. It's wonderful. It's great. It's beautiful. Truly.
It is truly wonderful.
To celebrate the beginning of our new season, we decided that we would take it easy and watch a movie. How
Yes.
y'all like that?
Yeah. And it was actually an interesting and good movie this time. So, yeah. We watched The Northman,
Yeah.
a Viking story, simple revenge. And I found this movie enjoyable. It
Mm-hmm.
was. It felt like a movie.
Meaning.
It felt like the movie wanted to tell a story
Mm-hmm.
and it told its story.
Mm-hmm.
And I quite enjoy a lot of the cinematography, especially where the story goes with the characters and you find the different twists and the whole core thing of which I think it really did is like things you see as a child or understand as a child means completely different things when you become an adult. That
Mm-hmm.
type of stuff, how what you are seeing or what you might be seeing and things like that are completely different to what they actually are, and just overall, you go in thinking, oh, I'm going to get a stereotypical Viking gore fighting type of story. And you get that, but you get more. So, yeah, I enjoyed this movie. I quite think this was a good watch. Very short and, well, good enough. But yeah, enjoyable movie. What about you?
I do think that it was a stereotypical revenge story.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think it's how the story is told
Mm-hmm.
that makes it interesting, especially parts where they show like different rituals and what have you
Ah,
that take place. I think I feel like those were my favorite part of this movie.
I enjoy that too because I think a lot of Viking stuff is getting like a not want to say a renaissance, but like a renewal. We had the Viking show the other day. There was like the Viking movies, not a couple other Viking movies and stuff. A couple of video games and stuff are tapping into it. It there's a lot of people pulling in and doing stuff with the different lore. I really liked when Amleth, our main character, did the
Hmm.
whole berserker like ritual dance when they're around the fire before they attack the village, because that's supposed the actual thing that Vikings did. They got all hyped up. They got
Hmm.
they tried to become animals and stuff. That's the whole point of becoming a berserker. And then they went out to do war and fight. It's a pretty cool thing to see the little ritual that his father and him did. I guess like a succession
Yeah, in the
ceremony.
beginning. Yeah.
Yes, when they went in. I've never seen that before in any other like Viking show or anything like that. And they just went in. They were like pretending to be animals, and the rich guy was talking about, are you a wolf or are you a man?
You know what? I really do think that it's those parts that keep the movie together,
Mm-hmm.
like stitch it together.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it was just this movie without the ritual shown, I would not think that it was that interesting, to be
Mm.
honest, because it would just be a typical revenge story.
Yes,
Even though it's a Viking story, it would still be a typical revenge story.
it played into, I guess, like the stereotypes that you're expecting, but it also was like, here's some culture, here's what these people are doing. It felt, I wouldn't say yeah, it immersed you. It didn't just it didn't just take a revenge story plot, put some characters in, and then like, oh, we can stress it down like Vikings and do the thing. It felt like, here's this brutal world, and here's what actually went down.
Right.
This there's no sugarcoating it. I liked how innocence is completely destroyed in the movie for the main character.
Mm-hmm.
Because after he did that ritual with his dad, he got closer to his dad, all that type of stuff, and they're walking, and he's holding him, and he looks up in the air, and he's sticking his tongue out to catch snow, and there's
Yeah,
snow falling,
yeah,
and an arrow whizzes right by him and hits his dad.
yeah.
Completely gone. All sort of the dad gets killed by his brother. He is run away. His mother gets taken to become the wife of his uncle, and he's like, I'm going to get revenge.
You
He's
know,
going to
here's
sail
the
away. He's going to
thing.
save his mother.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
going to
yeah.
kill his uncle.
Before that though, why didn't they properly confirm that he was dead? Because the guy came back with his nose chopped off and he's all like, yeah, he sunk him in the bottom of the ocean. It's like,
He
I don't
didn't. The
know.
guy didn't want to get killed, I guess, by
I
by
know,
his
but
boss. So
it's so I don't like it felt those moments in movies feel like easy
ah,
are like they're too slippery.
eh,
There could be something more
you wanted a
solid.
little bit more of a fighter, or maybe some. He actually escaped from actually getting caught or something, but he would have gotten killed immediately. Like so, if he anybody who caught him, he was dead. So
No, that's not what I'm saying.
sorry, but you needed
An
more stakes.
escape. His escape should have been more something.
I don't know. It felt fine to me. I'm happy with like he got caught once. He cut that guy. He ran away.
Mm.
He walked out to the village pretty much though. The thing that I think though is that he picked up a red cloak and he pretty much just walked out the
Yeah, that
village.
part was odd to me too.
It's like he's
Because at that time they were like throwing down all the other people as well, but he like
killing
just
them.
walked by them. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know, guys. There's a
No
suspicious
awareness.
person in a red sheet
Trying to get away.
passing
But they
by
probably
right
just thought
now.
it's just somebody else trying to not get killed in this uprising.
Hmm.
But it after he escapes from his father being killed and his village and town being taken over, we get a flash forward, and he's a grown, strong Viking man, pillaging and killings and stuff like that. I remember turning to you saying like, you can see that the world does not care that you got hurt as a kid, and you're thinking that he's gonna become no, he's not going to become some righteous hero. He's going to go and do the same thing to other villages about the place. You know, is this is a hard world. It does. There's no place for, I guess, being kind or happiness. It's like he is a warrior, a Viking warrior, and he's going to do what Viking warriors did.
Well, I saw it a different way. It's like this. You know, when you're younger, you have all of your dreams and different things that you're going to do and
Yeah.
stuff. But then when you get to a certain age, you start to get more aware.
Mm.
And like you say, your innocence starts to dissipate
It immediately
and
dissipated.
you start to realize things about the world and how it really works.
Exactly.
And you really have to look at your dreams or the things that you want
Mm-hmm.
and assess if it's realistic.
Yeah.
I think that in this case, he grew up and he saw how the world was
Yeah.
and he acclimated basically
Yeah. Even
because he had to survive.
exactly, he had to survive, and best way to survive is do what Viking warriors do and
Hmm.
pillage and rob and rape and all of that.
Well, he wasn't doing
Yeah,
a lie.
you
I don't know what he was
you see,
doing.
he
Ugh,
mentions it later on that he would never kill a woman,
right.
right? So after they attack the village and it burns to the ground and they kill a whole bunch of people, this is the first the first hallucination or actual magical instance or whatever. He meets a witch.
It wasn't a hallucination.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that it was real.
Exactly.
Riches and all of those things are real.
That is one of the things that I liked about the movie as well.
Yeah.
The way how it tied in the mysticism and the belief system of Vikings and Norse people. It's like he goes in the room where they're burned down and he sees this person and she tells him that your fate is to still kill the man that killed your father.
Exactly.
You need to do that. You need to go and get that sword and you need to freaking do that.
Yeah.
And then she disappears. So you're left with the thing and thinking, okay, there is magic in this world. Is this in the main character's head? So it could be very metaphorical as well as like he's seeing these things after all this tragic event because he's thinking back to, well, he's like what he should do and things like that. So I like how throughout the movie there's other instances of that, and you're not 100% sure if it happened or if it happened, but you do know that it's 100% real to the main character.
Yeah, I think it was definitely real. There's no moments where I thought that nothing or something didn't happen.
What about when he went for the sword?
When he went for the sword, he fought in his head
Yeah,
in real life. You understand what I mean?
yeah, he
It was a
immediately,
mind
it
battle.
was a mind
And if he
battle.
had lost,
He would
he
have
would have
died. He would
lost.
have died down there.
Exactly.
I also like how the sword itself is, you can't use it unless you use it at night.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, you can't use the sword unless you use it at night.
But you know, we've seen things like that
Yeah.
where you can't unsheath it or do anything with it. It's not a new like trope or
It
anything.
isn't. He meets a girl who helps him on the way. She's also a slave because he decides to trick him. He decides to become a slave
Right.
so that he gets sold to Fjolnir. That's his uncle's name.
Yeah.
So he becomes one of his uncle's slaves because his uncle lost the kingdom.
Right.
I I don't know the tale of Amleth or anything like religiously or anything, but I kind of found that kind of interesting. He is a lost prince. You're thinking that he's coming back to take back the kingdom, like
No,
most
no,
of these
no.
shows. He's not taking back a kingdom. He isn't like going to become a new king or anything. The guy literally lost. His
Yeah.
uncle literally lost being the king, and all he has is this little place out on Iceland and some slaves and some soldiers, and that's it. So his whole revenge is just to get revenge on the man who killed his dad.
Yeah.
And he gets there, and he meets a Olga. They begin to kind of have form a relationship, but she's like a spell weaver. I can't remember,
Let's
she's
just call her a
a
sorcerer.
sorcerer or something like that. And she kind of helps him troll what Filner call it, trollish sorcery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So after he gets the sword, he begins to cause mayhem and shenanigans around the little area, the farm village type thing. He kills the Fiona's son's friends, and he arranges them like a horse
It looked
on
like
a
a
wall.
horse. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty gory, that one. They only show you for a tiny second, but it's like they really went all out with that kill.
They should have showed it for longer, but whatever.
And then eventually he keeps killing other people around the village and things like that, and they get a little paranoid. They think it's ghosts, and they plan to do sacrifices to Freya to protect them.
Yeah.
So he's just literally trolling the crap out of Fjornir and his people and making them paranoid. The girl helps him with the mushrooms and poisons some food, so they start to see things and
Yeah,
things like
yeah.
that. So all of that eventually culminates till when he one night he sneaks into his mother's room.
Yeah. And this is the part I did not like this part. But
Really? You didn't like this part?
while I didn't like the end of this part. Um but yeah, he sneaks in and he tells her that, hey, it's me, your son,
I'm here to save you. Me,
basically,
mom.
and she's all like, what are you talking about? I didn't even love your father and he just enjoyed me and I was his
I
slave.
was a slave
That's
before I
what she
became the
said.
queen.
Yeah. So a lot was revealed to the boy man
The
in
boy
that
man.
moment. And then at the end, she kisses him. I mean,
That was weird. That was I won't deny that was kind of weird.
that was creepy,
It very much was creepy.
and disgusting.
Yes.
Anyhow, so that happened. And where do we go from there?
Well, he runs away. And Fjolnir is pretty much mad because he kills his son
Right. And
after
then
that with the
he
mother.
removes his heart.
Yes. And having the heart removed, I think, is very important for when you die and pass on into a Valhalla. Or it's just like disrespect or something like that. So Fjolnir decides that he's going to kill the servants that he thinks is close to him, unless one of them tells him where he is. So when he gets to Olga, Amleth shows back up and is like, I'll give you your son's heart. And there's a little fight, there's a little tussle, he eventually gets caught. and they keep him because he's like that. You know, what the thing that I gave you isn't his heart. It's a false heart, pretty much. And they string him up. They torture him. I still honestly think that they should have just killed him.
Yeah, I thought so too.
You
It was
know,
odd.
I understand the whole wanting to have the heart and whatnot, but I think they should have just killed the guy because you caught him at this point. You caught the person who killed your son.
Yeah.
You've already beaten the shit out of him and he's hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
You should just kill him. But maybe the heart is super necessary or whatnot. It seems like a oversight in my opinion.
And then Amleth is saved by ravens
Mm-hmm.
because his father was like the Raven King or
The War
something.
Raven.
Same difference. War Raven, Raven King. You know what I mean. And they like bite off the
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 rope.
ropes that he was hanging on, and they save him
Yeah.
basically. How strange. Anyhow, that's how you
Magic.
know that it's real. Exactly, the magic is what I'm talking about. And he gets away, and he runs away with Olga,
Mm-hmm.
and they get on a boat as if they were, what is his name, Thorir or Flonir. They're trying to not impersonate, but say that
Fullness.
they're
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
waiting on one of them to come or
Yeah, yeah.
something to go wherever. In any case, they get on the boat and try to escape and flee, but then
He sees the thing that he saw when he was a kid. The
right, the
whole
tree, their
yes.
family tree. He licks the blood on her scar. That's what happened.
He
Well, he
found
kisses it,
he
whatever.
finds out that they have twins.
Right, right. So then he sees the tree, and that's when he decides that he's going to go and he's gonna do the deed. He's gonna finish it,
Kill
all of it.
Fulner so that their fate, their bound fate, is completely severed, and he can't attack his kids in the
Right.
future.
So he gets off the boat, swims back to wherever he swims. He's a great swimmer. Um, and then he goes to him and
Don't forget,
what?
before that,
Oh, before that, he kills the son, the young son, Gunner, of
and
his
his
mother
mother.
and Flonir. And then, no, he kills his mother first, right?
Yeah, and then he kills the
And
kid
then
because
he
the kid
kills the
jumps at him.
kid. And then Flonir, he goes and buries them and says, "Meet me at the gate of hell," or something like that. At 10 p.m. or whatever. We're going to have this fight over the lava. So that's where they meet at the gates of hell.
It was quite a cinematic fight.
Yeah, it was probably the best. No, it was definitely the best of the movie.
It was a good. I liked the whole fighting among the fires, and they're both half naked muscle dudes with swords and pants. It felt
Were they
very.
even wearing
They were
pants?
wearing pants, I think, unless they weren't naked.
They
No,
might have been.
but that
It
was some
doesn't
excellent
matter.
cinematography then to hide them
It
genitals
doesn't
really good.
matter because it's not like we could see anything.
Yeah.
But they were fighting, and I did not understand the part where Amleth was on the ground
Hmm.
and he was just there, and Floner could have killed him at that
Yes,
moment, but he didn't.
he didn't.
Why didn't he?
He was tired.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
He could have cut his head off at that moment, stabbed him in the heart at that moment. He could have done so many things, but he was just staring at him,
He was just
almost as if
waiting
he
for it.
wanted it to happen
I mean, this man pretty
because he lost
much
his
he
family.
lost everything
So
because of
he
Amleth.
wanted to lose.
He wanted to end it,
But or
or
they both had an understanding that they would kill each
neither one of them
other.
is leaving here.
Exactly.
Mm. Mm.
Something like that as well.
I quite I like the ending.
Yeah, me
I
too.
like the main character doesn't survive. He
Yeah.
gets his revenge, but he does not survive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because, usually they'd be like, oh, and they live happily ever after. Woo!
No, there's no happily ever after in this movie.
What he did do was, he may not have saved his mother, but
Hmm.
he did avenge his father and kill Fior or Flornir, whatever,
Hmm.
however you pronounce his name. I don't know how you
Phone
pronounce.
there.
Is it isn't it Fjornir?
No, I
Because
Fiona.
it's not an L, it's a J.
Yeah,
So they say Fjord.
I thought it's Fior because it's like a L
It
sometimes.
isn't an L.
Because
It's
okay,
like the fjords, right? FJ.
I don't know, dude. I really don't
You know,
know.
I also don't know. I'm just talking
Heard
all
him
over
calling
my
Filnir,
face.
so this guy.
Fjornir, Flornir, the uncle.
But I quite like this movie because it isn't good or bad. There's no good or bad in the movie. It
What are
is,
you talking about?
I mean, like morals.
Ah,
It's more like everything is gray. The whole movie is like that throughout. In that you see our main character is not what you'll call a hero, that type of thing. He isn't some good heroic deed guy or whatever. No, he's just some Viking who has visions that he needs to get revenge. He isn't some good guy who's all about justice and helping and saving people. He might have some sort of semblance of morals. Is like I'm not gonna kill women or whatever. But he breaks that when he kills his mother. He even kills a kid at the end. I like that whole thing where he's like, I like that line specifically. He was like, I won't kill women, and he still ends up having to kill his own mother because his revenge has driven him to the point where he has to. The movie is like morally gray. It's like this is not about who's a good guy or who's a bad guy or black or white or whatever. It's just straight up. Here is what is going to happen, and here is how in this world, like it is tooth and nail, sword and seal, blood and bone type of situation where it does. You need either live or you die.
well, for me, the reason why it's morally gray, I get what you're saying, but like I mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
you think as you go along the story with him
Mm-hmm.
that okay, you want him to get his revenge
Mm-hmm.
because,
You see what you see.
his exactly, because of what you see. But he also doesn't know what happened in the past.
Exactly.
So the circumstances that happened before he was born or whatever, he doesn't know, and he has to come to find out those things. So you can't say that his father was like a good man now,
Exactly.
right?
His
You have
father
to
was his
judge
father.
him differently. Exactly.
Exactly.
But for him, he has that struggle as well, I think, after he met with her,
Yeah.
right? And that's why maybe he was having, issues deciding what to do.
I think there's a little line that he says to Olga that his mother killed his innocence or something like that when they're running away. I think when they're by the hot spring or whatever. I think that's what he says to her.
Mm.
Like she killed when her telling him the truth killed like whatever happy feelings he had about the past or whatnot. It was just this one line, but it was like, yeah, pretty much that whole reveal and stuff. I think we were talking before we got to that part of the movie that we bet that that's the case. That it was kind of like she loved Fionera, she didn't love his father, or she's come to love Fionera, she never loved the father or whatnot.
Hmm, hmm.
But yeah, I enjoy this movie. It isn't like you said. It's not the most complex thing. It's a simple revenge story. But you want to know why I like this movie? I was always engaged with it
Yeah.
from beginning to end. I enjoyed it. The character, it focused on the characters. I think that's what it is. It focused on the characters. It did a good job with the history and the setting, and it was just good. It was just good to just sit back and enjoy this and see the story unravel in front of me. It was just wonderful. I really liked this movie.
I enjoyed it as well. I enjoyed the ambiguous feelings that he was going through.
Mm-hmm. I like
I
all the
think it was
rituals.
interesting. Yeah, I like the rituals that we saw. I think my favorite thing was seeing Willem Dafoe's head. Remember, he was like the seer or whatever. He did the first ritual that we saw when Amleth was younger. But then when he was a grown man and the fox led him to the other guy,
Uh
he like used his head or something. That was hilarious. I was like, oh my gosh, Willem Dafoe's head.
huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys are looking for something rather good nowadays as a superhero movie crap, Give the Northman a watch. Good Viking story. It gets 10 thumbs from me, even though I only have two.
Right. So if I were to rate it, I would probably give it a 7.
Really? That low? Then again, a 7 for you is average, isn't it?
I would give it a 7, but I think it's a high 7. Take
Okay.
that however you want to. It could be an 8 if I, because of my like our love for all the rituals and the magic, or if you want to call them hallucinations or
Well,
whatever,
yes, the
that
magic.
part. But I like that as well. Oh, I like the ritual. Was it like the funeral ceremony for the oldest son?
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, they stabbed the lady who
Yeah,
was
yeah,
singing.
yeah.
The
That
heck?
was pretty. I like,
I
yeah, like
wondered
they
who
did.
she was, but they've just killed her.
Yeah, she's going to. A lot of old like stuff has stuff where you kill somebody to have them take journey with the person to the afterlife type of situation. Maybe
Hmm.
she like his wife. Maybe I don't know.
They didn't mention anything like that, but
Yeah,
I thought of that possibility as well.
yeah.
But if not, wow.
And Fulner was naked. I didn't realize that until the very end when he
Yeah,
turned around.
yeah, he was. Yeah. And what was it that him, is it the son like killed? What were they hitting? A cow or animal or
It was
something?
some animal that they killed or cut off
Oh,
the
okay.
head
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
they
used
cut
the
off the
blood
head.
to put on
But
their bodies.
what animal was
I
it?
don't know. I think it
I
was
don't
like a
know.
cow or a pig. I wasn't sure.
It might have been a pig. Anyhow,
Yeah.
yeah. I like this movie. I really I have to say it again. My favorite part was all of the different rituals.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You need to make more stuff like this type of thing, or I need to
Yeah,
watch more
where you
stuff like this.
see like what the I don't know, the culture kind of.
Hmm.
You can experience culture through the different rituals, right? So that was nice.
Yeah,
Even though some of them was weird.
you could
It
watch
was
the
still
Vikings
nice.
TV show.
Right. So I tried to watch that when it first came
I
out.
got like 3 seasons in.
Or maybe it wasn't that. Was it Spartan or something?
I
There's something that
Spartacus.
I tried to watch, but the background was I think it was Vikings. Or it's something with Vikings or with people who were soldier warriors or gladiators or something.
Mm.
But the background that they used, you could tell that it was green screen and there were just a whole bunch of people running around and that they had like fog. They had a fog machine. I was just like, I
Ah,
don't want to watch this, actually.
okay.
Anyhow, maybe I will watch the Viking. Is it not Vikings or the
It's
Vikings?
Vikings.
Right. Maybe I'll watch Vikings.
It's pretty good.
Right then, internet. Hope you guys will try watching the Northman
Yes,
or
give it a go.
however it's
Pretty good
pronounced.
movie.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I hope you guys enjoy it as well and have a great rest of your week or day or whatever.
You have a good one, guys.